A man who believes money can force love has exchanged his conscience for coins and his dignity for dust. Smart came home with his fiancée to the apartment he's been sharing with Bhadman since Bhadman returned to the country. They share the same mother, but Bhadman, born to a richer father, was sent overseas for work and came back wealthy. Smart presents his fiancée to Bhadman, and as they shake hands, Bhadman keeps his hold on her hand a moment longer, subtly showing his interest. With a clear mind, Smart informs him that this is the lady he has always talked about while he was overseas and expresses his happiness that they are finally meeting. Unknown to Smart, his brother has developed a lustful interest in his fiancée and believes she deserves more than a man he considers poor. He explains to Bhadman how tiring the journey has been for his fiancée and steps aside to escort her inside to rest. As they leave, Bhadman congratulates Smart, claiming to be happy for him, while secretly plotting to take away what he treasures. He's surprised that Smart, who relies on him financially, has won the love of a beautiful woman, and he begins to believe he has a chance to covet her for himself. True wealth is character, not currency. A man who forgets that sells his conscience for coins. The following morning, Smart's fiancée is tidying up the kitchen, washing and arranging the dishes, unaware that Bhadman has silently entered from behind. He leans against the kitchen counter and holds her from behind in a romantic gesture, prompting her to turn around, and upon seeing him, she angrily tells him to stop. Without regard for his brother, he tells the lady that he desires her and hasn't been himself since she arrived at the house. When lust outweighs loyalty, hearts and trust are the first to break. Upon hearing his confession, the lady tells him she has no interest in him, advises him to discard any feelings he has for her, and returns to her cleaning. He moves in to hug her from behind, believing she might be more receptive this time, but she lashes out and firmly tells him to stop. She expresses her disappointment in his actions, reminding him that he is her fiancé's younger brother and should show respect, regardless of his wealth. When wealth becomes a weapon to win unwilling hearts, conscience has already been lost. The lady firmly tells him to stay away and warns that she will inform his elder brother if he makes any further advances. Unmoved by her threats, he inches closer and tries to force a hug, sparking a struggle between them. In anger, the lady storms out of the kitchen. Respect is the foundation of affection. Without it, all attempts at closeness crumble. That morning, Smart lies in bed, unaware of the confrontation that occurred in the kitchen. His fiancée walks in, furious after the kitchen incident with Bhadman, and sits beside him, fighting to keep her composure. She taps him awake, eager to tell him about the disturbing events that just occurred in the kitchen. It takes courage to speak the truth, even when it means confronting a brother about a brother's betrayal. Smart wakes up slowly, notices his fiancée in a foul mood, and sits up to ask her what's wrong. With her mind made up to speak out, the lady tells Smart that while she was cleaning in the kitchen, Bhadman approached her and tried to force himself on her. Standing up against betrayal takes a brave heart, especially when it comes from family. Without a second thought, Smart dismisses her claims, insisting that his brother is incapable of such betrayal and suggesting that she must have misunderstood him. The lady, surprised by Smart's reaction, immediately tells him she wouldn't make such claims if it hadn't happened and demands that he confront his brother. Smart stays resolute, instructing his fiancée to continue her cleaning if she has no further points to raise, insisting he is too tired and wishes to return to sleep. As she tries to speak her mind, Smart shouts in anger, accusing her of trying to destroy the relationship he has with his brother. He tells her that she's not his brother's type of woman and doubts that his brother even finds her attractive, let alone would make advances toward her. He also reminds her that his brother promised to provide financial support, which he plans to use to start a business and pay her bride price, and he doesn't want anything to jeopardize that promise. Ambition can blind us to reality, making us defend what we think we cannot afford to lose. He cautions her not to repeat the accusation or let it reach his brother, warning that it could threaten the support he was promised, and then goes back to sleep. Turning a blind eye to wrongdoing may protect comfort, but it never protects justice. With a heavy heart, the lady comes to see that her fiancé prioritizes his brother's promised help over seeking justice for her and holding him accountable. When convenience outweighs justice, loyalty becomes a tool for compromise, not protection. 2 days later, Bhadman stands outside with a glass in hand, plotting ways to covet his brother's fiancée. Smart walks up to him, they exchange greetings, and Smart reminds him that he's been looking for an opportunity to discuss something important. He starts by asking if Bhadman is okay, noticing his worried look, and when Bhadman assures him he's fine, Smart proceeds to the reason for his approach. He reminds Bhadman that before returning to the country, he promised to help him with 5 million naira, and even after several days, he's still waiting. Bhadman acknowledges he hasn't forgotten the promise, and then informs him that he wants to make some inquiry from him. He moves closer, and to Smart's shock, Bhadman asks if he truly intends to marry his fiancée. With a smile, Smart answers yes, a response that silently shatters Bhadman, and then goes on to explain to him just how much he loves her. He tells Bhadman that while he was away working overseas, it was the lady who supported him both financially and emotionally. To Smart's astonishment, Bhadman confesses that he wants his fiancée and would like to be with her intimately. Struggling to believe what he just heard, Smart tries to dismiss it as a joke, but Bhadman stands firm in his confession. Desire without restraint can turn bombs of blood into battles of betrayal. Smart offers to help find another woman for Bhadman if he seeks intimacy, but Bhadman declines and reveals that he hasn't fulfilled his promise to Smart because of this issue. He reveals to Smart that the money he promised is now contingent on the outcome of their conversation, as he is willing to go to any length to have his woman. Greed and desire can turn promises into weapons and love into leverage. He tells Smart that before arriving, he had already written him a check for 20 million naira. Upon hearing the amount, Smart bursts with joy, while Bhadman reaches into his pocket to pull out the check. He informs him that he will only give him the check at the condition that he gets 2 hours alone in the house with his fiancée. Some demands reveal the true cost of desire, where money becomes a price for betrayal. He extends the check toward him, and in that moment, weary of relying on his brother, Smart makes the devastating choice to trade his fiancée for money. He takes the check and stands in silence, mourning his own betrayal, as Bhadman reminds him that his 2 hours start immediately and instructs him to leave the house. He slowly walks away, and in that moment, Bhadman revels in his victory, confident he has gained far more in the trade. Filled with anticipation and the thrill of what lies ahead, he walks into the house, ready to begin his betrayal. Smart's fiancée is in the bedroom, tied in the bed, oblivious to the treacherous deal that occurred outside involving her. Bhadman enters behind her, a sinister smile on his face, and sets the bottle of whiskey and glass on the edge of the bed. He moves playfully behind her, pretending to be her partner and tickling her, but when she realizes it's him, she angrily pushes him away. She moves from him and climbs onto the bed, but to her surprise, he follows, his eyes locked on hers. He tells her there's no need to run, claiming he only wants to spend time with her, time he believes she would enjoy. The lady warns that she will scream loudly if he tries anything, not realizing that her fiancé is already aware of the betrayal. To her shock, as she screams her fiancé's name for help, Bhadman mocks her by shouting too, telling her that no one is coming to save her. Unaware to the lady, her fiancé chose 20 million naira over her and left her vulnerable to betrayal. Bhadman tells her to comply with him, claiming she will enjoy the experience, and then pulls her closer to his body. This is a lesson to everyone. Greed can destroy love. Prioritizing money over relationships can lead to irreversible betrayal. Family ties do not guarantee loyalty. Even those close to you can act selfishly. Trust must be earned. Thank you for watching this video. Please share this video and comment where you are watching from.